Okay, so I want to show off some of the new features of iOS 11, specifically drag and drop and the new spaces. I'm going to also be using a really cool new app that is iOS 11 specific called The Shelf. So first off, I want to show you the spaces. So you swipe up from the bottom and just keep going up, and you have all your pictures over there. And here is my space that has the shelf and Safari that are set up in a two-application layout. Below it, I have Keynote already open with the presentation that I'm going to be dragging and dropping things into. If you're going to be dragging and dropping into Keynote, you need to get the latest app that came out on September 20th. If it is not showing up in your App Store, do a drag down and snap and it'll refresh the updates. I don't know why it's not auto-refreshing. That seems a little odd, but it is what it is right now. So let's go into my two application layout here. And I need two bits of information if I'm going to use this photo. This picture is actually one that I took myself, so I can use it without citing. But oftentimes I'm using Creative Commons images or something that's also giving me permission to use it, and so I need to be able to cite it. To do that, I need to get the URL so I can let people know where I got it. And I'm going to highlight that whole URL. I'm going to tap and hold until it pops out like that, drag it over to Shelf, and drop it. So now it's there. And it has a Safari icon that shows you that this is a URL, which I really love the visual way that it handles this. Next, I'm going to go to my image. I'm not going to drag and drop off of here. It's kind of hard because it pops into this light table thing. That's not really helpful. Let's get out of there. And so what I'm going to do is tap on the download arrow. And I'm going to go to view all sizes because I don't need the really big one. And I need medium 640, let's say. Tap and hold until it pops up like that. Drag it over to the shelf, and there we go. Now I'm going to swipe up from the bottom just a little bit and bring up the new dock, and I'm going to open up Keynote. This is one of the things I don't like about the new multitasking features in iOS 11. If one of your apps that you want to drop into a layout on a space is not either one that's been pinned to your dock or one of your three most recent, which is the icons that are right over on the right, you can't use it. You have to kind of open it up and have things prepared, and it gets a little annoying. I would love to have a search to open, but we're not there yet. So right now I'm going to tap and hold on Keynote. I'm going to drag it up here, and it's going to replace Safari. So now I'm in my presentation, and here's my nice images used slide. Now, here's the thing. I can just drag and drop that URL from the shelf into the slide, but there is a minor problem with this, which I am a little annoyed at. But I drag it in. Oh, that's the image. Excuse me. Let's try that again. Let's get the URL, and I'm going to drag and drop, and see how it did not match the style? That does not please me. So the good news is there is a way to get it. It's a little more dragging. So I'm going to drag down to here, and I'm going to tap on the share or drag and drop it on the share, hit copy, and now when I paste in, it matches the style. So a little bit more extra work than I need, but that's what it is. And then drag and drop the image and bring it over here, and there's my image, which you kind of already saw work. This is really, really cool. If I want to go back and get another image, I drag up and I replace Keynote, and there I am. You can also do it three applications at once. I'm going to drag Safari in, but this is probably a little bit more than I really want to be dealing with at any one time. It actually doesn't let me float it. Let's see what we got. Nope, not letting me do it for that. There is a way to do a three applications at once, but I can't quite make that work right now. But you see the usefulness of having drag and drop on this touch interface, the ability to really set up your spaces so that things can work together. You can see what apps have been opened recently. Really kind of impressive stuff. Some glitches in iOS 11 that I don't quite like. Don't like the new App Store. I have found out that you can turn off Wi-Fi and Bluetooth in the new control center here, but it actually leaves it on for some background stuff, which leaves you open to a security risk, which I really do not like. But overall, iOS 11 is a really nice update. It has some really cool features, and if you are an iPad power user especially, or interested in using iPad for what people call real work, we're getting really close to it being the only machine Right now, where I am, iPad's probably about a 90% machine for my daily writing, working, and using or editing photos and things like that. It's getting real close, and I really think we're looking at kind of the near future of computing.